This is a Guide Your Light network production, creating podcasts with purpose. Welcome to the Things You Can't Unhear podcast. I'm your host, Maritza Barone. Get ready to hear moments that will help you to see the world differently and inspire you to become the happiest, healthiest, and kindest version of you. Have you ever carried around a belief about who you are, only to realize later it wasn't even true? That it was just something you absorbed, maybe from school, your environment, or what someone said to you once, and it's stuck? And when you finally do realize it's not true, there's this mix of relief and also frustration, because you start to wonder, why did I waste so much time thinking that way about myself? For a long time, I truly believed I wasn't very smart. I honestly thought there was something missing in me that other people seemed to naturally have. The ones who got the top marks at school, who won awards, who knew exactly what they were good at and wanted to do, and they just excelled at everything or something. And it was this quiet, constant belief in my head that I carried from my late teens into adulthood. And the big question is, why did I think that? And the truth is, this is literally why. Because the school system made me believe it. I wasn't failing or disruptive, and I wasn't struggling to the point of concern, but I was just an average, solid C-grade student. No matter what I did, I never quite broke through, and I wasn't winning awards, I wasn't topping any subjects, I wasn't standing out for anything. And in a world that rewarded gold stars and A+, and gifted and talented labels, I just felt invisible. So this episode today, I really wanted to share on this because it's literally the time of the year where kids are getting graded, reports are coming out, and I wanted to act differently for my kids. I don't want them to absorb an idea that they aren't good enough based on a grade that they get or a series of grades that they get. Somewhere along the way, I absorbed the message, you're not very clever, you're not built for success, and you're probably not going to be graded much. And that story held me back and stuck with me for years. Now as I grow and I continue to learn more about myself, I can clearly see how deeply those early experiences shaped the way I thought of myself. But I know I'm not alone in this because I still see it everywhere. I see kids going through the same experiences now. Kids who don't fit into the expected mold of the school system, who might think and learn differently, and after a while they start to think something's wrong with them or they're not smart enough because they're constantly being told through the grading system and teachers' expectations of everyone having to do things one way. And like I said before, the message I try to give my kids is that it's all about effort. If I see them giving their all to a school assessment or showing up or trying or being curious, I place far less focus on the result because I don't want them to think their worth is tied to a grade. I want them to understand that people are not all the same and uniqueness should be celebrated. I have to admit, sometimes it's hard not to get sucked into it with the grading system and school reports. There might be still some PTSD from my own grade or disappointment when I was in school, but I don't want my kids to have to unlearn or reteach themselves more positive ways to think about their abilities like I did. I want them to know it now. The schooling system, for all the good that it tries to do, and there are some amazing parts, of course, but it still rewards the kids that follow the system well, not necessarily the ones who will quite possibly change the world with new and innovative thinking. We've been taught to measure our worth by how closely we match a mold instead of celebrating what makes us different. But here's what I believe to be true. Success doesn't belong to the most traditionally clever person in the room. It belongs to the person who dares to back themselves, the person who listens to their own spark, the person who keeps going when the world says, That's not how we do things here. And it's hard to do that as a kid. But now, as a grown-up, we can. And we can also show our kids the way too. So if you're listening to this and a little voice inside is whispering, yep, I felt that too, I want you to know something. You are not any less valuable because you didn't fit the system's idea of success. You may not have thrived at school. You may have inherited a belief about yourself that's taken into your work now as an adult, into your business that you've created, perhaps thinking, I don't have a right to be doing this. How can I succeed at this? You may think differently, feel differently, create messily, and that doesn't make you broken. That makes you powerful. So what I suggest for you to do today, if you're feeling like that, is start questioning the beliefs you've been carrying about yourself. Ask yourself where they came from. Ask yourself if they still serve you or if they ever did. And most importantly, ask yourself what you do without them, because you can let them go and you can rewrite the story. One of my favorite quotes is, when people say it's impossible, they mean it's impossible for them, not for you. So if someone told you that's not for you, or you're not smart enough, or you're not good enough, or they made you feel like you'd never be great, they were wrong. If you believed your whole life that you weren't smart enough to go after what you want, I'm here to tell you, you are always more than enough, and it's never too late to realize that. Thank you for being here with me today. If this conversation sparks something in you, let me know. And as always, share it with someone in your world who might need to hear it. I'm going to share it with my kids right now. And also a quick note, I'm pretty excited to share that we reached the US charts last week. So welcome to our American listeners. Thank you for coming along for the joyride that is the Things You Can't Unhear podcast. We ranked at number 27 in self-improvement and in education. And as we continue to reach more guests around the world, our content's just going to get better and better, and I am so excited to have you here to share with you. While you're here, click the subscribe button. It takes 3.5 seconds to do so. There are 40% of you who are not following the show, who are not clicked to subscribe. So please make sure you click that button and you get the episodes straight to you every time we drop on a Wednesday morning every week. Thanks for listening to the show. What did you think? And what did you feel? Let us know by leaving me a message on the Things You Can't Unhear Instagram community page. And if you can, give us some ratings love on your favorite listening platform.